And we're live. What's good, world?
I'm Diavonte.
Yeah, and we just chilling. We doing the podcast. It's a long time. We've been talking for a minute, and now we finally get to sit down and do it. So let's start with the playoffs. Uh, you say you think you got the Pacers taking it?
Breaker. I don't know.
No. We don't got a
Oh,
crystal ball.
I'm Breaker.
I think OKC taking it, but I ain't watching enough basketball this year. I ain't watching enough playoffs this year. It's just good energy to be around. It makes people happy. Times when I'm really live in this playoff season.
Yeah, if I would have watched more playoffs, I would know for sure who I would be on. Just because it's a tight, real tight hole there.
Yeah. And it was a pretty good series between the Knicks and the Pacers. I love the Pacers in the point out like that. But yeah, it's cool. We live and we learn. I'm excited for football season, but we still got a minute on that. And this isn't a sports podcast necessarily. We might talk sports, but this is just about life, which is where we started. And I liked KC all year. They had me into the Super Bowl.
You know what I mean? Like, what you think?
Oh, I'm a Bears fan.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
I didn't check that shit.
You want-
Yeah, very.
Okay, that's cool. We get to watch them try the year too.
Like on P5, now the bar is good.
I like that feeling on the face.
Come on.
You told
Yeah.
that you let yeah.
Right, yeah, streaming. What's up?
I think that might be an ad that so nice to people up. I think that might be it. Something nice. I didn't even think about that.
It's cool. Good energy already.
Yeah.
So you got any topics? I can talk. I'm gonna leave the fans.
I'm just, you know what I'm trying to take it back along. He just said that we crazy for streaming a lot. What's crazy about it?
People getting paid. Young people getting paid.
I don't know what's crazy about streaming live, but
Man, you know what I've noticed? A lot of streamers have started making rap music. So like DDG just came out with an album. What? Blame the chat. Sorry for the chat. I'm gonna look it up. I don't like being false about this stuff.
you streaming?
Yeah. He was the number one yeah, blame the chat. They just had Streamer University with Castanet, and DDG had the number one amount of streams on that. I saw a post. He was the most streamed one at Streamer University.
Saw that
Streamer University?
it like when streamers coming together.
Yeah,
You're
yeah. So they rented out dorm rooms. I don't know where they were. They rented out dorm rooms, classrooms.
no, remember.
Too fast. Save me a time to second to recoup myself. All right. So yeah, they pretty much just gathered a bunch of no-name or wannabe upcoming streamers and got a bunch of their elite streamer people to teach them courses on how to grow your audience. So it was fire from what I oversaw. I didn't see all of it.
This is interesting. Get sponsors and do some stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Whoever came up with that, who's creating the service.
Yeah. And they had all types of things. Make sure y'all can hear us. Ooh, that's gonna be a thing when we play back the audio, how it sounds.
Let me show you clear.
I hope so. I hear the TV.
I don't know. I don't feel like this playing too big a part.
Okay. I love how we're tweaking this live.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, we're gonna edit that. We go music here, sound out there. What up, Alex? Good. Uh, it's cool that they're all like friends too, like Kai, Duke Dennis, AMG, Agent, DDG, whoever your band is. But definitely the guys who came out streaming originally, DDG, I had them in lately. But he's still cool with that. Uh, that initial core group, they came up playing two cap, like Agent, Phantom, um, Kai, Duke. Uh, they used to run on my part. Yeah, yeah, that was, yeah, yeah. And then they realized we can make more money just straight streaming. You don't gotta play a video game anymore. We just entertain. Yeah. And then they changed the game from there. So I know what I want to talk about. I know what I want to talk about.
You
What?
got a dollar change? No dollar change?
I just don't want to.
Come like the come on with dog those videos. I just seen him in an activity. He on the patio now waiting.
Maybe something else will help you out.
He said ask around, somebody wanna help you out.
All right, I'm trying.
Okay. You got trying to do it? No. And no money. No money.
We don't want to post this.
My-
Are we just doing YouTube?
I don't know if I scrolled on Facebook or on my Facebook. Yeah, a lot of friends.
On my Facebook, I have a lot of family. I have friends.
Yeah, I
too.
get a lot of friends.
You got me thinking about what I want to talk about. All right. So what I want to talk about is grown folk business. Yeah. In spirituality that comes in and blesses it in a way that this has been all I've been thinking about. That in church or religious institutions, there's not enough teaching about how to have a great sex life. And they want you to have kids. They want you to procreate. They even want you to get married. They want you to have sex and be happy.
Wait, you have kids?
I don't got kids. Not yet. Hey, if you want to change that,
831. I'm
Single.
32. No kids, both of us, no kids.
yeah, you don't want to change that. I don't know. Do you want kids?
Officially, I mean, I'm successfully.
Yeah. Men can have kids for forever. That's a nice part. Men can definitely have kids for forever. We could be 70. So it's crazy because there isn't enough talk about how to actually use God, leverage God in your own intimate life, in your own romantic life to have the best relationship. Um, and I just see that as such a disservice. Um, where else are you going to get better husband wife counseling then man, right now as it stands for church, maybe a therapist, um, maybe a fire sex coach. That's kind of weird. Not too many people want to do that. Not shame if you've done one, shout out. That's a big step. But it just comes to there are socially accepted ways to do things, and there aren't too many avenues that teaches us how to have good, healthy sex that's worship based, that's devoted, that's really in line with what Creator expects from man, those of us that get to live on this earth. And I don't think you need to worship. I think it just makes it more fun or praise God. I think it just gives you something to do. That's kind of cool down here with our time. Um, but sex is just so powerful. And it's such a good thing and it's such a fun thing. And to not enjoy this ride while we're here, not make the most of it, it just seems counterintuitive. We're 11 minutes in, and I got off my chest what I wanted to say. At this point, I'm chilling.
No, I was thinking about something, and we're going to be controversial.
Hmm.
But the first thing I want to talk about, it's controversial, but I feel like we need to keep focus on life right now.
Hmm.
Trump.
Mm.
Only because economically, how life is moving, job is crazy, the job market is crazy. It's hard to talk about it. And you got a president like the number one businessman in America, supposedly. And businesses are getting done how it's supposed to. And you know what I was thinking about? We got a Republican government, Republican president. Every Republican era, think about the Reagan era, think about the Bush era, there's always some loophole. Real niggas get paid. Reagan era, we had crack. Bush era, we had hard crack. Weed, popular, speed cocaine. Trump era, what's gonna be the new big thing? Crypto?
And Dodgy, DOGE.
I don't know what it's gonna be. What is gonna be the real big crack around here?
Yeah, I definitely wish I had more insight on that because that's a very interesting question. I like to think internationally. Um, I mean, so like oftentimes Miami Hurricanes, University of Miami. There have been a lot of times that the school has been really successful and drugs in Miami have been prevalent. So I mentioned that to say a lot of times how you mentioned, I actually think it's drugs. Because drugs are such a strong economic factor, often illegal. But when it comes down to making money, people do a lot of things for money, even if it goes against morals sometimes, against people's well-being. So, man, Trump's been doing a lot of deals with the Middle East. It might be opium. Opium. That's where it comes from, right? Like Iraq and Sudan and the Middle East, opiums.
You get here?
Exactly.
I don't think that's gonna make it come. You think it's gonna make it come back?
I hope it will make a comeback. They just might get it extra cheap because he's cool with them. They gave him like a personal airplane and everything. Like,
Wait, would you ever think of any songs? Here?
man, I've
This
been
is on record.
yeah. So no, let me answer first. No, and I've had multiple um, opportunities to move things, and I kind of came up with the rule: if I want to do it myself, I don't want to sell it. So I'd be willing to sell like weed or alcohol beverage because neither of those are like that. But like,
So wait, you have real one feel with me?
no, like Molly or ecstasy or something.
Yeah.
It's in, no,
See, this is what I say. to myself.
Uh,
This is all alleged. If I was allegedly selling stuff, I said, well, I'm doing something just I feel something. That kind of evil. If I'm being a little hurt, as long as I don't kill nobody, I have to feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, as long as I ain't trying to kill nobody, I feel like it's only free enterprise. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, drugs are gonna get sold. Drugs are gonna get sold, and people are gonna make money off it. It's just
But I did have that mind state.
what are the ramifications? Maybe not to you, maybe not to the person that you're dealing it to, but let's look at the community and the environment at large with now drugs in it. How does that start to shape how we introduce them to children? And I might believe in the Amsterdam laws where just everything is legal and then just they have specific places where addicts can go and get their fix so they aren't like homeless or taking up street space or
Don't
something. They might have.
I think that makes sense. The only thing that doesn't make sense in America is the fact that the illegal drug market it only comes with so much violence. Yeah, just because you have that dichotomy of even though it's a free enterprise business and I'm only a businessman, you got those people that just say, well, they're doing something illegal, so why don't I do something illegal and just take their stuff? You know what I mean? I don't gotta work for it, they doing it illegal.
That's the thing with the black market. You need your own muscle. If you are doing something legal, you have like the judiciary system, you have the police, you have the bakers, you have a lot of people that will assist you. When you're doing something under the radar, then you gotta have your own force. And that just makes life more challenging. How are you gonna acquire that? If you don't already have a group of individuals who will have your back, now you're looking at paying people to help you see through some underground enterprise. And that's just cost doing business getting a lot more expensive. I guess you don't have to pay taxes. So you save money on taxes, but you spend those tax money dollars on pension.
But it's on record. I would probably sell whatever. As long as I felt as if the risk outweighed the reward, and I felt as if I could get it.
We're not with the risk.
Yeah, if the
Yeah.
reward. And when I say that, obviously, it's risky business. There's a lot of risk. But if your reward's adding up, and you say this risk is, I can take a 2 to 5, and that risk that I took, that reward is still good enough. I want to know. I say I'll do whatever just to get by and feed my family.
Yeah, I think if I had to make drugs, I feel a lot better in a country that was less strict about certain stuff. Like,
Wait, have you ever been
everywhere.
to jail?
No,
I've been to jail.
I said, have you?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. In jail. It's what I can say now. People in Chicago, they gonna say, but you wasn't in Chicago jail. No, I was in Chicago. I was in Cook County. I was in Douglas County. I was in Nebraska. Omaha. So I went to jail. Coming back, I went on the road to go to Denver. Coming back from a trip to Denver with a bunch of weed, I was telling my friends, got pulled over on the Nebraska. Yeah, trying to
risk.
in ended up doing 4 months, luckily. Yes. It was a loophole. The cop illegally searched the car, and then they said it's a legal search procedure. My lawyer put in a motion to dismiss the charge based off of legal search procedure.
Yeah.
And it led me out to a misdemeanor fine, and I got time served for the 4 months I had spent here. I had to sit 4 months in bond for a fine.
Yeesh. I've done time in mental health spaces. We're live, so this is all on the record. um, I've never been in a prison, but I've been in mental health facility or outpatient, like nursing homes and living, etc. And then it's just not fun. Having freedom of press in any form of action. Everyone just wants to get paid, get laid, and have a great time. And when there are factors getting in the way of that, you just really leaves you introspective and really leaves you thinking. And sometimes that's a good thing. But then at some point in time, you can just overthink. And you're like, I just got to get to it. I just got to grind. So that's what happened with me. I don't know what seeing hard time is like, but I know what seeing dead time is like. And I definitely had that time to just like think, overthink, process, overprocess, analyze, overanalyze until until I finally got to the point where I felt like I was good and just whatever gonna come next.
Yeah. I would say though, it was smoother than what I thought when I was saying.
Real quick, have you ever been to another place like this?
Yeah, I've been there like 5 months.
Yeah, I've been to a couple months.
Well, my first place I've been to like was crazy Florida. It was really crazy. They start off saying my grandmother had passed away, and I pretty much lost my man at it. And I was like, I couldn't take this was like he my best friend. So I hop on the plane, first plane ever I ever been on in my life, never been on the plane. Take the plane to Vegas. So I get to Vegas, I wait on my check to clear on my car, but for some reason it didn't clear. So I walk around Vegas homeless for like 2 weeks.
Yay!
Yeah.
They said you got long for the check to clear?
Well, it just never came.
Oh.
So something happened. So I walk around Vegas for like 2.5 weeks. Yeah, no, about 2.5 weeks. Just sleeping on the ground. I had some money, and I had a food stamp card, so I was good. I didn't have everything I needed. So after I go broke after 2.5 weeks, and for some reason I didn't have nowhere to charge my phone. Everywhere I went to try to charge my phone, nobody would let me charge my phone. So I finally one day I walked back to the airport on the highway. So I was running through fences, jumping fences, all type of crazy stuff. Then I walked the highway all the way back to the airport. I get to the airport and I'm trying to charge my phone to get a ticket for my family. I'm gonna call somebody and tell them to send me a ticket. Then TSA comes up to me and they're like, you can't be in here after I'm sitting there charging my phone. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to get a ticket. To be, and they call the police. The police come, grab me, like 3 of them, flip me on my face. I'm wrestling over for a minute. Like, get off me. And they handcuff me and they put your knee in my back, knee all over me. And then they flip me over here, throw me on my face. And then we wrestling and stuff. Then finally they put me in the car and then like they take me to their jail in Vegas. I get to jail in Vegas, and then they're like, "Man, what the fuck?" Then the jail goes, "Man, what the fuck? He can't go to jail. He's bloody and beat up. Y'all gotta take him to the hospital." And then this is my first time at the psychiatric hospital. They took me to the psychiatric hospital instead of taking me to jail.
Yeah. Just because they did more than they're supposed to do.
Yeah, basically. I don't know how they looked at me and knew that I needed to go to the psychiatric hospital at the time.
Well, they did.
I guess they could just see it in my eyes or something. I didn't go to jail. They dropped the charge or whatever, and all that stuff.
Better alternative. Hospital prison together, please.
They were staying at the airport.
Okay.
They dropped all that. They didn't process it. Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking about, and then I want to come back to this conversation. I don't have enough followers for my live to be picking up traction. I need to start doing shorts, or we need to start doing shorts to get the follower count up, and then more people know when we do go live that we're live. So outside of YouTube, there's also Twitch we can stream on. But that's the same thing. We still got to get the followers. Yeah, short form content is so important. Like I'm on Threads right now, and I'm still going back to the conversation, and I haven't had it. I'm on Threads right now, and Threads is amazing because it's such a open space. Like it's new, and X is a competitor, but people who use Threads aren't using X. They're people who are kind of over the app, don't really like the right wing affiliation. So I'm doing well, growing my base. In a couple of days, I'm at like 25 followers, all organic new people, and it's cool. But I wanted to take that over first, and then move to TikTok. And then when I get to TikTok, I was going to be big on short form content. So like 5 to 10 second videos of like, how can I just catch your attention really fast, have a quick short message, and send you off. And that's really what I feel like. YouTube Shorts, TikToks, I said, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, like everything's going to the short form video. And not to say that people won't watch podcasts, because people do watch podcasts, but if they can see the algorithm is setting them up to see the short way before the algorithm sets them up to see podcasts. Just things to keep in mind as we. But yeah, coming back, shame on those police officers. That sounds like way too much. Shout out to those people who got you to the hospital. It sounds like they knew what they were doing. And RP Grandpa. Especially the best friend.
Yeah, my Brandon used to do all kind of stuff to me.
And that really to mental health, like mental health, I really feel like is trauma. So you can have from birth chemical imbalance in your brain that forces you to have like genetic, biological, physical mental health conditions. But a lot of times, especially people that I've seen in these areas, their thing is trauma. So trauma, I asked ChatGPT this. It's less about what happened to you and more how you internalize it. So I still have my traumas I'm getting over, family stuff, traumas from the job market. Just honestly, just being poor. Just man, traumas from seeing relationships happen in ways that were more scandalous than I thought would be taking place, or less caring, less loyal, less consistent than I thought people would be. Like, there's a lot of things in my life that I have some uneasy feelings with. The biggest probably being my family. Promise me. If I was cool with my family style, would be like if I was that cool with my family. I'm cool with my family at this point, but if I was that cool with my family, I want to be like they have a place for me to be. It isn't in the card right now because we're not all on the same page enough yet. So, but man, trauma, that's so key because you could be a dope person, but deeply traumatized, and then your dopeness never gets to come out to the surface. So that's why it's so important, man. If you can do therapy, uh, but I know therapy can be expensive sometimes. If you could do journaling, um, in the spiritual community, they'll call that shadow work. Not the Christian community, but like the spiritual community. They refer like doing deep inner thoughts, doing the dirty work as shadow work. Um, man, watching YouTube videos, doing pretty much anything you can to change the story of what happened to you from something negative to something at least livable. If you can change it to something positive, great. But can you at least make the story something you can manage? Something you can live with.
Go away.
No rap, no rain.
You want to wrap it up?
Wrapped.
Uh,